There we go. We're recording.
Hi, everybody. Today is Saturday, February 18th, 2023, and this is episode 17.
Yep.
Believe it or not, of Running with Scissors, Stitching with Jane and Julie. I'm Jane.
And I'm Julie. We still are having like some clicker issues, so afraid we wouldn't be able to work it, and I guess we know how. So
I had that deer in the headlights thing going on there.
Like, hello. Okay.
So it's been about 3 weeks since we saw you last. So welcome, everybody. If you are a new viewer, welcome. We're happy to see you. If you're a returning friend, welcome back. Always great to see you.
Yes.
And we hope that if you're new and you like what you see, that you'll like and you'll subscribe and tell all your friends, tell all your friends. Ring the bell. Do a little happy dance, whatever it is we all do for each other here in the Flosstube community.
Oh.
So since it's been about 3 weeks, we have lots of good things to share.
And a list. My mind.
I'm right there with you.
2023, it's the year of whatever. Well, yeah, I have Valentine's Day upstairs, which I put up on February 14th. And then Easter downstairs. And
so if you, per earlier conversations, if you died today, Tom would have 2 seasons to choose from in your house.
He could. Yeah. So things are really odd. And I don't know, we lowered the camera, so now I feel like I have to look like this. We're still trying to figure this out.
It's still early in the Flosstube journey. It's only 17 episodes. It's okay.
Is it okay? So here we are in all our glory. Take us or leave us. So, but please stay.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So,
I actually put clean clothes on. So
awesome.
I want it to be for
I
a
have
reason.
the Flosstube undergarments on. So
Nice.
there really should be no reason for us
Sweet.
not to have
Love
our
it.
act together. So we do want to mention this because we were going to move on to whips. So you have to tell them that.
So you've probably heard some of your other Flosstube favorite folks talking about how for a while there was a scam where people were asking you to click to go somewhere or leave personal information on a comment for people that were doing giveaways or shares. And if you clicked on it, it brought you to a deep, dark place that you didn't want to go. Just know that we would never ask you for any of your personal information via a comment. We would mention it here. We would send an email if that was available to us. So if you see anything on one of your comments and it's a response that looks like it's coming from us, but it's asking you to go click on something to claim a prize or a share, it's an imposter and it's not us. So just be safe, everybody.
Yeah. Don't click.
Words to live
You
by.
have to be. Yes. So we always start out every program with our whips, which are work in progress, or whips, as Jane says. So I've talked to you several times. I've been over here a couple of times in the last 3 weeks. But do you have any whips to share?
Julie, thanks for asking. Yeah, I do have a couple of
I'm
things.
anxious to see him. She has this ginormous bag over to
It really is
to
ginormous.
her that direction. And
So having things all shoved in one bag kind of gives me the false sense that I actually am organized. But it's probably not. So this is Peter and Peep by With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. And I am doing him on 32 count Vanilla Latte by B Stitch Me. And I am not using any of the called for colors.
yeah, it was our experiment.
But it was a great opportunity because it's the first time really that I've gone through my color and cotton stash. And I'm using a lot of color and cotton.
Well, what are you taking
flosses. I'm going to take it off with a scroll rod.
Oh, you went
Should have
beyond
done
the
that
scroll.
ahead. Should have done that ahead of time, but sorry, y'all.
She has like these earmuff things on there, magnetic.
I'm fancy.
Well,
I got
these
all
are
the
new.
gadgets.
She didn't tell me about these. You need it that secure. Where's that rabbit gonna go? Well, now that he's got a wagon, he could go wherever
I don't
he
know
wants.
where he's hitching his wagon to. It could be bad. But so you've heard, I think, in a few episodes, me talk about how, you know, whenever you have white or some kind of variation of white, you know, that the coverage isn't all that great. I don't know what color and cotton, what kind of magic that they have in their white, but it's unbelievable.
Well, that's what you've mentioned. What is the color? Is it color and cotton white, or does it have a...
color and cotton tusk.
Oh.
And it is phenomenal.
And it's very white.
It's, well, the coverage is just as plump as the other colors. Ample.
Okay.
Like me.
I like, yeah.
It's a Jane-like coverage, but here, here's my, sorry, Julie.
Oh,
here's my progress. So the bunny's all outlined. He has a vest. The wagon is there. I love the yellow of the Peep and the flower. This was really hard for me to put down, but
so cute.
He's taking shape now.
Yes.
I was a little concerned. The called for color of the hair is for apple cider, which is a little deeper brown and a lot more red. And I'm using something called Sparrow. So it's a much softer and lighter brown.
Like a fawn
Like
color.
a fawn color, but I really like it.
I do too.
And the color and cottons are just great to work with. So yeah, so that's
how fun.
Peter and Peep.
You know what I just remembered? I forgot our boards. They're way up there.
Oh, that's okay.
So, well, we're boardless.
That's all right.
You won't be bored.
And let's see, what next? Next would be Shepherd's Bush, Come Tarry. Hold please. I think it's in here.
Why is your
Buckleberry quilt?
Oh, that was in a scroll cover. Got it.
Yep. So just as a reminder, here is Come Tarry by Shepherd's Bush.
I'm anxious to see how far you got.
I did make some good progress. Last we left you, I was struggling with the spacing of some flowers that went on either side of a band of words.
That were
and
over one.
And I think I got past that. I think it's centered okay. I'm not going to take it out. So even if you're like, oh, Jane, it looks a little wonky.
Oh,
I
never say it looked wonky. I'm rather concerned here that she's got now all the knobs on the table.
I'm laying it all out there.
Yeah, she's taking everything off the scroll.
I should have done it ahead of time. I'm so sorry. But here is the progress.
Oh.
That
is really a substantial piece.
Yeah. And she's got probably at least until here.
Really?
Yeah. So let me roll up so I can get closer with what I did this week. So this week I finished the word band and in her heart. I did the specialty stitches underneath it. And then I started the row of waves. And then now it's a row of fish cross stitch. And then it's another whole bunch of specialty bands underneath it.
Oh.
So I'm hoping I can still finish her by the end of February. But we'll see. Yeah. That's still my goal.
Oh, that was a goal. Yeah.
And these things, we can address these. Welcome to Gadgetville. These are silicone, like cable ties. You know how sometimes when you want to organize your unruly cords and all that kind of stuff, you know, you've got the Velcro that you can wrap around it. These are silicone. And they've got the magic magnets on each end. And so what I do with my scroll bar, if my fabric is loose, because I'm not really very good all the time about when I secure my fabric like with the Velcro tape to the scroll bar. Sometimes it's not on there totally straight.
Oh.
So I can only get it so tight. And it might be tight the top and the bottom, but the middle where I'm stitching is kind of saggy.
Okay.
I just take it and I put it around the scroll bar and then around the fabric, and then I pull it. And it holds the fabric very tight. And I can put the link to I just got them on Amazon. I can put the link to them below.
Okay.
They're not very expensive, and you get probably at least a dozen, I want to say. Yeah, I really like them.
That's the difference between you and I. Oh. I like flex in my scroll rods. I don't like it tight because I do a sewing method sometimes. Maybe because it aids in my hands. I kind of, with my hands and wrists. So I've never had it real taut like that. But that's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, we'll have to try it.
Yeah.
And then this is 2023 Collector's Heart by Heart and Hand. This was a kit. And it's being stitched on 32 count Heartland by Picture This Plus with 2 strands of cotton cottage garden thread leather bound, which is a beautiful, beautiful red.
Is that a new bag? Or is that one you had?
That's one I had. But here is my progress.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
And look at that beautiful red. Even though red's my least favorite color, it is a beautiful red. So a little bit of progress on that.
Yeah.
I find it's a really good one to stitch on at night when my eyes are tired.
Yeah. Rather than, there's not a tremendous chart to follow.
No. And then, I have a new start, everybody.
No.
Yep.
Did you tell me about this one?
I started.
Oh, she did tell me about this one.
Flower Motif Sampler.
Man.
By the Scarlett House. And I am doing this on 40 count Prairie Grass by Seraphim with all of the called for overdyed cottons. I have never stitched on a piece of fabric like this in my entire life.
This is the one you kept saying, Julie, feel this fabric. It's huge. Can I see the pattern? I hate to get in your way, but
don't mean to harsh my vibe when I'm on a roll.
Oh, sorry. I was hoping there was a dimension on the back.
You know what? I think
on the working copy. It's quite pagey.
I'm doing it on 40 count, and the finished piece is 14 1/4 by 10 3/4. But this fabric, I mean, honestly, it seems silly, but it almost brings me to tears.
Yeah.
It's that beautiful to work on. But here's my small start.
Does that come in a 36, Sarah?
I think so, yep.
Excuse me. Beautiful.
Yeah, this is the called for.
So she sends me, of course, a picture of that first little motif. And I'm thinking it's probably like this big. Look at how little it is.
I know. When I first took the fabric out of the bag, because I purchased it a while ago when everybody else was doing it, I kind of hopped on that bandwagon. And then it took me a while to get my stuff together to get all of the called fors. So I finally decided, now's the time I'm going to start it. I thought, why is this piece of fabric so big? It's 40 count.
Yeah.
And then I pulled out the pattern and I was like, oh.
That's why.
That's why. Because if you leave a 3-inch border, it's
20
and a half basically by 17.
Yeah.
But
each little motif is quite dainty. And
I think it's a great one because you can just stitch a motif at a time and put it away for a while.
And feel like a winner. Love it. Love it. No, it's this.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can say instead of whatever, we can go winner. We're
chicken
winners.
Dinner.
Yeah. Oh, this is so cool.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And it's got gentle arts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here are all of the beautiful colors.
Yeah, way cool.
Yep. And I'm doing 1 strand of floss over 2 fabric threads on 40 count.
God bless you. That's something on 40 count. Yikes. Yikes, yikes.
Yeah. It's beautiful. I'm very excited. And it's a great thing to pull out. Not at night. Don't try it at night. But it's a great thing to pull out. You know, maybe you're waiting for dinner or, you know, like watching the news or something. You're not getting in the middle of a big thing. You can just do 1 motif, put it away, whatever. It's like a small victory every time. I just love it.
That's important because sometimes you just need to feel like you accomplished something for the day.
Yeah.
So.
And then I did also make some progress on Sophie, and I can show that later when we get to Hardanger Corner, Hardanger Heaven, Hardanger Haven, Hardanger.
The big H.
We used to refer to something else as the big H, but okay, let's go with it. What about you, Julie?
Well, as I'm sitting here making sure everything's prepared, I didn't have my stuff prepared. So I have 3 things that I worked on, none of which were the Red Deer sampler. It is a sad, sad day in Red Deer land. I just couldn't.
Yeah.
I still was doing a substantial amount of orders, and I took down the rest of my Christmas, and Santas and snowmen found a home. But yeah, in the evening, all I could think about is like, well, I want to stitch, so I was doing some small things. So I have been working on
you made a lot of progress.
Flowerpot by Latte.
That's very sweet.
That's not in focus, but you get the gist. And I have this much done.
That's so much since last time. That's amazing. And look at y'all, she even pressed it for you.
Yeah. But I want you to know when I was doing this, this is 1 strand of fibers over 2 on 36 count. Nope, on 32 count. Because remember, I did 2 strands and it was too chunky, so I did 1.
I like that chunky.
Yeah, and I liked that. But it reminds me of stamped cross stitch, where it's a little sparse. And so I sent a picture. I don't know why I sent a picture to my daughter of this. I don't know. I was being social, I guess. And she goes, Mom, you forgot the J. And I'm like, what? And I look, there's no J, which is common in samplers to not have a J or a U, because I asked the Google. And
Dr. Google
comes
and that's
what it said. So I'm like, yeah, it doesn't. Am I offended that my name is Julie and I'm J Designs and there's not a J? I got over it. I really did. I moved on and did the LMNOPQRSTUVWXYZ 1, 2, 3, 4. See, because we can only count 4. So
you know, I find it really interesting because some samplers, they won't do an S, and they use kind of an F to indicate an S. Wouldn't it be great to know? Or I'm just curious about
why?
Like why, you know, one flavor will say I'm not doing these letters, and then another group will say I'm you know, omitting these letters. I just find that really fascinating.
I had heard there is a reason, but I had heard before that these, of course, are how young girls in samplers see. We're not sampler people, but we're trying to be of learning, and some of the languages the J wasn't a prevalent letter in the language. So, but anyways, moving on, I went right to the fabric store because this has kind of been not haunting me, but I wanted to find something for the lining. And I did buy a floral, and I didn't like it, so I have a yard of that. So I got this. Okay, just pillow ticking. in a black.
What is it about pillow ticking? It's just...
So as much as I thought, there it is. That's what I want. I'm going to coffee dye, because I found out I threw my tea away because it was like from 1979. So, which probably would have been fine for this. Cause
ages like fine wine, I think.
So, but then I saw this. And if you can see, I don't know I don't want to like frustrate my camera with focus. Jane, this is all woven. Look. That design
my goodness.
is woven like Huck.
Like somebody stitched it.
Yes. So as much as that intrigues me, and to tea or coffee dye that, would that not be amazing?
That would be amazing.
But this is so small. I think that might be overwhelming on the inside, where this is a little bit finer. But that didn't stop me, as you can tell, from buying it.
Because you never know. You'll find something
else that's
perfect. You never know
when you're just going to need a yard of something.
Oh,
so those are kind of fun. I just needed to get out and do a little fabric shopping.
Little retail.
Yep.
Fabric
Retail therapy.
I don't know what it is about the ticking. I love it in every color.
Yeah. I got the blue pillow ticking for your valance up there. And I have red ticking for some curtains in my in one of my spare rooms downstairs.
It's very versatile.
Yeah.
I love it. Then
I did a little bit more progress on this one.
No pun intended, but I'm just in love with that piece. I really am.
Look at it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So this too is something you can do while you're watching TV, because it's like, I got to do 13 rows of 6 at an angle. So, and I did color. This was a coloring one. I have colored pencil that I'm marking off my progress, because I find that I get a little sidetracked when I'm not paying attention. It does make it easier. Yeah, so.
Especially if you put something down and don't work on it for a few days and have to pick it back up.
So I'm anxious to get this done so I can do some finishing on that.
Remind me what the fabric is again.
It is Peony, 36 count FOW, fiber on a whim. Peony.
I'm in love with that color.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
And I have enough left over that I can use it for a couple, maybe companion pieces. And then I thought, I just feel like I needed to start something. So I took out this very peculiar piece.
I really like it.
1905 bird.
Bendy stitches. Hi, Michelle.
I had mentioned earlier that I have a mache bird that reminds me so of this. I didn't bring it because I want to get it done and then show you.
And then do the big reveal.
Yes. I changed the colors on this because I didn't have sulky. It calls for sulky fibers. It did do a DMC. But I wanted to use, I've got some Week Dye Works Louisiana hot sauce for the, I didn't show it yet. Oh, it's upside down. The legs are Louisiana hot sauce.
That's a great red.
And the crow, his little comb on top will be that, because that's what my paper mache bird, I tried to match the colors. Very unusual. I don't know if he's sitting on a coleus branch because it's green with pink veins.
Sure.
But now, here's something just kind of silly I want to mention. I didn't bring the pattern, but I started in the center, which was like right here. So I did all of this stitching, right? All of this stitching going down.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm like, now I have to do all the stitching going up. So let me see if I can be clear with this, since my words are scattered. When you do a row of cross stitch and then you do the row below, you're stabbing down into established stitches.
Mm-hmm.
When you're stitching from the bottom going up, you're coming up in that stitch that's already established, and it lays funky. So what I do is I turn it upside down, and then I turn my pattern upside down, and I stitch upside down.
Yeah.
I know I'm not the only one that does that.
Yep, I do that
but
too.
it's really helpful to do that, because then you're going up into stitches previously placed as you're building. This confetti was holy, Hannah. I am not used to confetti stitching. So I too had to color with this one on my chart.
Or when you're over to the coloring.
Coloring 1/2, 36 count. I don't even know who I am anymore, you know?
Yeah, this is great.
So I hope to get to the Red Deer sampler, because he has been taunting me. He's on my kitchen table because
Red Deer will do that.
Yeah, I've been working on a puzzle. I love puzzles, and I really needed a break, so I've been working on this puzzle. And the Red Deer is like, every time I come by, he's like, oh, what about me? And the other day, he kind of slid off the table, and Tom goes, what happened? I go, the Red Deer.
It leaped at me. It thought I was a car, and it was leaping in front of the car.
Oh my gosh. So, yeah, so that's what I have. Not a great deal of progress, but enough stitching to kind of keep me feeling.
Such a great variety, too.
Yeah, I'm anxious to get to some finishing. You know, these are smaller pieces, so I can maybe finish them. The finishing.
And I don't know what's wrong with me. I want to start 100 things.
Okay. And that's a problem.
Well, I mean, I don't mean right now, but I mean, I'm excited to start new things, but the kitting up of everything, the pipping part of it, just stresses me out. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I have too many choices. Yeah. I've got that huge fabric stash.
Yeah.
I had, over the last 3 weeks, an obscene amount of delightful deliveries, all fabric. We're not going to show them because they're on the floor over there by the closet.
Were they supposed to be shown? I put them over there. I didn't know they were supposed to be on the pre-op table. The pre-pip table.
It's more than fine.
Oh,
it's a lot of fabric. So I think maybe I just have too many choices.
Yeah.
And then I get overwhelmed, and I come in here and I think, okay, here are the charts that I want to pip up, and I've been really good about figuring out the dimensions on like 32, 36, 40, you know, whatever it is. And
those sound like lottery numbers.
The Powerball 40. I take my bins of overdyed cotton out, and then it comes to the fabric part, and I've got to like waddle over to the closet and pull out the drawer of fabric, and then by that time I'm like, I can't do this.
We'll have to have maybe a pip day.
But do I put it away?
No. It's fun to look at. Maybe we should have a pip day. Now that I've been reorganizing my office down with all the orders and stuff, that I'm like, oh, I really want to start something new. I've got to testimonial. I've got to start.
Preach it, sister.
I've got
testify.
I've got to start. I'm looking for the name of it. It's not. Here it comes. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
You can do it.
What is it?
Modern folk embroidery?
No. Guess again.
Blackbird?
Oh, it was autumn. I'm doing the spring. Hawk Run. It's Hawk Run. Oh my God. I had hunting in my head. It was an H. Hawk Run Spring. It needs to be started.
See, I wouldn't have guessed it. I kind of forgot about Hawk Run Spring.
Well, yeah, every time I come in the basement,
does it call
in
to
the
you
family room, I'm like, oh, that's the chair and the light are there. I just gotta get the floor. No, I have to get the floor stand, the TV tray. I have to get all that. So, and I told Tom, what did you say?
Snaps.
Oh, I thought you said something else. I told Tom, I've got to start that. And you know what he said? Oh, maybe in a couple months when it's warmer down there, because it's cool in the basement since it's a walkout. So I thought, oh, okay, we'll wait.
I'm excited for you to stitch that.
Yeah, because I have two custom frames, and they need to be used. and I need to stretch
exciting.
mount the Hawk Run
Spring.
fall. The autumn is complete, and I need
One
to
of the
stretch
seasons.
that. But it's like 42 inches. I've never stretched anything
It's a
that big.
beast.
Yeah, so. But yeah, I too want to start some things as well. So
Oh,
that's the
okay.
end of my whips.
What about finishes? Do you have finishes?
Are we going to do finishes now, or are we going to talk about, we have these other things on here too?
Whatever you want. I'll go with your flow.
Well,
I have a funny story about go with the flow.
do you?
Yeah.
Are you going to share it,
I
or
think it's
just
funny.
taunt us about it?
I'll share.
Okay.
No.
Here's the story. I have no idea what this is.
When I was at Target for 25 years in IT, a lot of my team were young folks from India. And so some were onshore and some were offshore. And you forget that we use very colorful, weird language that kind of makes no sense. So we were in a meeting once. Somebody was stressing. Kotesh was stressing about something. And I said, Kotesh, you just have to go with the flow, on this one. And I looked around in the room, and there were probably 8 or 10 people that were like, what does that mean? And I said, it means instead of swimming against the current, you swim with the current. So, okay, whatever. And a few days later, I passed him in the hallway, and I'm like, hey, Kotesh, how's it going? He goes, I am swimming with the current. I love it. Then there was another. I used to just tease him. I was merciless with teasing him. And one day he looked kind of confused, and I said, Kotesh, I'm just pulling your leg. And he goes, pulling your leg? And I said, well, it's a term we use for teasing people. We're just pulling your leg. So we went on. Months later, we're sitting in a meeting, and I'm giving him such a hard time. And he puts up his hands, and he goes, enough. Already both of my legs are gone. Oh, God. It was so great. But, you're just, are we responsible for all of this? We're responsible for the whole enchilada. Oh, yeah. I guess I have to speak. I guess I have some explaining
We're
to do
having
about
lunch
that.
now?
Yeah. And he used to refer to his fajitas. We'd go out for a team lunch every couple of weeks. We always kind of went to the same place. And one day he was trying to remember what he ordered. He was looking at the menu. It just didn't make any sense to him. And he said, Mrs. Jane, that noisy food. And I'm thinking, it was fajitas because it came on the sizzling platter when it came.
Oh.
So fajitas were noisy
Noisy,
food.
very noisy.
Oh, I miss them all so
Yes,
much.
yes.
Oh, those were great days.
They were great friends. I remember those days.
Yeah.
I remember the stories. That's fun to have those.
Yeah, I love that.
Noisy food. That's Catherine's favorite is too.
Fajitas?
Yeah, fajitas, yeah. With no jalapenos. Oh my gosh, how the English language really is.
I don't know how
tortured.
anyone learns it. I barely learned it.
Yeah, it's not easy. I don't know what to do next. Maybe we could talk about the delightful detail we did. It had a name as long as my arm. Delightful detail. Take the heart out of Hardanger.
Part 1.
Part 1. Yeah, we did that.
Which implies there's a part 2 at some point.
Well, that's what we're going to work on. We had a lot of response for that for people who really weren't interested in Hardanger. It was really encouraging. The day was, oh my God, the day was hideous. We had so many difficulties. I know I talk about my shaky hand and not like I need to justify me mentioning it, but I did tell Jane that stitching is such a big part of who I am, and to not be able to execute it the way I used to brings me great frustration and a lot of sadness. So I know I have a lot of knowledge in my head, and when your hands aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing, it's hard for me. But I think the video was very helpful. It took a lot of mystery out of what Hardanger was, because a lot of comments were, I had no clue how you even went about with that process. So we are thinking of doing a part 2, which will take us on a journey of how to journey different buttonhole edges, dabble in satin work, and double and triple cable. And I think for some of it, I've asked Jane if she would do the stitching part, and I'll tell her what to do, and I'll tell her when it's wrong, and I'll critique her.
I just call that Tuesday.
Yeah. But it might come to you in a different format, but I still think that I have knowledge to share, and I'd like to get that out there. So and I did extend the shipping special for that week after the video, the detail, because I was blessed with many orders after that video posted. And I told Jane, my head was so swarmed with, you have to process your PayPal, you have to process your invoice, you have to process the shipping labels. Yeah. And so, when you have Mary Jackson in Jonesburg, and then you have, Kathy Jones in Jacksonville, I'm like, wait, did I do that wrong? Did I? Wait, I have an invoice. Oh, crap. I've got an invoice. Okay, so I cut open the package because those bubble mailers weren't free. So I cut the package open, and then when I closed it, I'm like, they're going to think this has been tampered with. It
went through customs and they cut it open.
So what did I do? I went old school, and I signed my name by the cut, like Julie. Like that authorized the illegal.
Oh, it's okay, everybody. Somebody signed Julie's name. It's fine.
But I told Jane.
Like when you used to make a mistake on your check, and then you'd fix it and you'd have to initial it or whatever.
But the first time I cut it open was horrified because it didn't go back perfect. And I thought, well, I'm not going to take another. I'm just going to sign it. And when I finished signing my name, I stood there at the ironing board, which was my shipping table, and just laughed at my own self. This is stupid.
I love that story.
And I told Jane, remember, we cleaned out Tom's work closet, and I did find a strap-on hazard high visibility triangle.
Oh.
I'm like, I could have worn that in the shipping department.
Like Flavor Flay with the big clock around the neck. You could have worn that.
Slow-moving vehicle. Sign like the Amish characters.
I should have that tattooed somewhere.
So anyways, as much as I said I felt like I needed a hat, but I don't have really a hat head hair. So I did as I told Jane. I have bangle bracelets of all my
easy start
backing tape. I went through 2 of them, but I only brought one because I have rather mature wrists, so I couldn't get the second one on.
I bet I can't even get that over my... Yeah. I not lied. Yeah. Look, I could help you with shipping.
You could.
Wonder Woman! Do the twirl around.
Oh, we'd be so dizzy. Could you see us twirling? Oh my gosh. But yeah, so lots of shipping had gone through. So that's that. I feel like I'm doing a checklist, but
well, we kind of are.
Yeah, but it's just that we have so much to share. So now what do we want to do?
Do we want to show Hardanger for a second?
Sure, okay. Sure. I have something too, but I don't have a board, so that's okay.
If you all recall, it's been a little while since I've shown this. I am doing Sophie. This is one of Julie's designs, Jay's designs, and I'm doing the monster grown-up Sophie.
Yeah, the big girl one.
The bigger one. Mm-hmm. And I did make some progress. I lived up to my promise of Hardanger Hump Day on Wednesday, and...
Which is a fabulous day to do Hardanger.
I think it is.
I'm so glad you thought of that. Doing Hardanger on Hump Day.
Trigger warning! Trigger warning! And, yeah. Here's my progress.
What did you do?
So
Here, we'll just- I'll hold it.
I cut.
Oh.
I finished this or this, depending on how I was holding it when part of it was empty. And then I cut and I started wrapping.
You've got half that done.
Yep. So
wow.
this is wrapped.
That is beautiful. Just beautiful.
It's a lot of fun.
It is.
It
I
really is a
enjoyed
lot
that
of fun.
so much I did it 3 times.
Oh God. The fabric in certain places has fuzzed a lot, which kind of puzzles me. But I'm thinking any fuzzing that happens will probably be addressed because, oh, God have mercy on my soul, I'm going to have to wash it and press it.
The fabric
after
is
it's
fuzzing?
done. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's...
When I cut out the little grids
Mhm.
in the little open square, it's just all fabric fuzz.
I wonder if this is 100% linen or if this is a blend. I'm not sure sometimes.
28 count Cashel
So
Platinum.
that's probably...
Maybe a blend?
No, I just...
I don't know.
Maybe the all cotton fuzzes more than the blend would.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the facts. So I have to watch that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
It's
she's a big one.
huge. That was unbelievable.
It's a labor of love for sure. I really like it.
I have to go way over here to get this. Oh, I hope I don't fall off
my
stool.
goal is I'd like to finish her before fall rolls around. So I'm going to make a goal for myself to finish her by Labor Day.
Oh, Labor Day.
Yeah. Because we can't forget, there's a lot of wrapping still to be done. And then it has to be released from the bondage of the fabric.
Yeah, the cutting could take you a couple days.
Yeah.
Just to cut it off.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
Yeah, it'll be very good. I'm excited.
My Hardanger is an oldie but a goodie. This was, I think, done the same time as the Sophie. I did Sophie, Hope, and Katherine. So this is the Katherine, named after my friend. She hates such
Our kind subscriber.
Yeah. My daughter. Or Dota.
Dota.
So.
Oh my goodness.
I can't see what I'm doing.
Yeah,
so.
here, let's see. Let's put something blue and flowery.
Will it help?
Behind it. Maybe.
Yeah, that will.
Yeah.
A very different wrap. A plain wrap. It's the cutting that is different.
Yeah.
And this is what Jane will be doing on the piano runner. But I wanted you to see if I can hold it up close. Look at the buttonhole edge. That's how insane I was. Has a picot in the buttonhole edge. This is stitched on 22 count Hardanger cloth with Pro Cotton number 5 and 8. And I also want to show you, because as if you watched our video, you did see how with the anchor and binding method, the back is as flawless as the front. Yep. With that being said, I put, see on that one cluster block, I overcast it with basting thread and tied a little knot with little tails. I did this especially on all mine because Tom helped me put them up for the show and I didn't want the back showing.
Sure.
So if you give it as a gift, it's kind of nice to put a little basted sewing thread, just loop it around and tie a little knot. And then I always do a little gift enclosure card that says that that's the back. So the
that's
people
a great idea.
Don't have it on their coffee table and you go over there and turn it over.
I did a piece for my mom a long, long time ago. And I'm happy to see it when I go home to visit that it's always, you know, out somewhere. And 7 times out of 10, it's upside down.
Yep.
So,
but what a great problem to have when you can do that.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. So that's the little, is that all I brought for Hardanger? Yeah.
I'm going to try to also pick up a little bit of that blue runner that I have going. And do some of that so that there's like a little bit of variety. I don't want to start another Hardanger piece until Sophie is done.
Okay.
And I've made some progress on that piano runner.
Mm-hmm.
But I have several Hardanger whops that I can work on to change it up a little bit.
Yep, because you don't have anything small. They're all giant. Yeah.
I was very ambitious. I was much younger when I started all of these things.
It's like with my garden. Had I known 35 years later that I wouldn't be able to bend or kneel, I wouldn't have done 2/3 of my yard as a garden. Not good when you get old. So now what do you want to talk about? We do have a couple of things to, I'd like to address a few things with Outlander. Okay. So if you recall, first off, I want to state, I am not the only obsessed person.
No, I think we established that.
Yeah, we kind of found that with the comments and several emails I had gotten.
It was fun.
It was fun. There are other people who are just as interested in the show as I was, and so many book readers.
Yeah.
Because the show's based on Diana Gabaldon's book series, which I don't read. I always say I don't read, and my family just is so terrible. Bella will say, my grandma doesn't know how to read. Yes, I know how to read. I don't enjoy reading. And I was telling Jane this morning, because it doesn't go fast enough.
And you can't read and stitch at the same time.
Well, and this is true. And then my mom would always say, you spend hours on cross stitch and you don't have the patience to knit, because I want to knit so bad. But there's reading, it's like, okay, you start the first chapter, there's the guy, there's the girl interest, oh, there's a love interest, and they bought a farm, and okay, who gets killed?
Where are the love scenes?
Who gets killed, who moves, who dies? It's like, come on. It's not something I enjoy. So a lot of book readers, though. So what I was going to show you is, it was brought to my attention twice now that there is no V in my alphabet. And as much as I hate making a mistake, as much as I could blame it on the fact that because I Googled Gaelic alphabet, trying to find a justification for my omission, it says here that, okay, does everybody see there's no V? And I need to stop it. I also need
V.
I also need to tell you, I had 6 people proof this pattern, and not one of them said, because as much as there's no V, I sang it in my head every time, PQRSTUVW. I said it. There just wasn't one in there. So I feel silly, but there was no J in the last sampler.
But in your defense, if I'm allowed to make one for you,
please.
If you take a close look at the sampler, there are letters that are cleverly alphabetized or capitalized that spell Outlander.
And that's what I was focused on. The OUTLANDER are all capitalized. That's the hidden clue in the alphabet. So the V wasn't uppermost in my mind. And I did Google, and it says here that the Gaelic alphabet had 18 letters. There was no J, K, V, W, X, Y, or Z. So I really was ahead of my time putting all of them in there.
Yeah, you threw all those others in there for a bonus.
Yeah. So, but it's kind of fun. Tom's nephew refers to Outlander as Scottish corn.
Scottish corn.
Corn. And
so in Scotland, they spell that particular word with a C instead of a P.
Yeah, because we are trying to be cautious of trigger words for YouTube.
I'm a walking trigger word.
So yeah, I thought that was so funny. He goes, Uncle Tom, isn't that Scottish corn show? Not quite.
Whole kernel, everybody.
Close. So, and then one more thing to show that I'm obsessed. Then we will no longer need to talk about Outlander, except for our season 7 starts, which we will be watching. But I just showed this to Jane because it's not something that I really, but here, I'll show everybody in the world. I have a charm bracelet. And why not? Because it's jewelry, right?
It's beautiful.
Yeah. It has, I don't know if you can see that with my shaking. It has a compass. It has the blue stone. Lord John. Oh, be still. Yeah. And then it's got a dragonfly. It's got a charm that says faith. It has a heart. It has a Celtic knot. It has a bee. And it has a turtle. And there's a space for one more that... Yeah. This killed me that it's off. It's not even, but there's one more charm coming if they can find it. So... Otherwise, I'll put a scissor charm on there.
Why not?
For running with Jamie.
The scissors there so Julie can cut the kilt off of him in a hurry if he needs emergency medical attention somewhere.
Oh, how fun. It was fun. I got some for Christmas when Tom took me to the Mall of America and I could buy whatever I wanted for Christmas. So we hit a couple of jewelry stores.
To the Mall of America?
He probably could. Yeah. So, but anyways, thanks for letting me share silly stuff us girls, what us women do at no matter what age we are. So that is that it for that kind of stuff?
Do you have some finishes though?
Yeah. Oh, I do. Excuse me, off camera. This is my favorite. Oh my gosh. This is the only reason why I put Valentine's up on Valentine's Day is because I had to have this. This is Blackbird Designs.
It's beautiful.
Just love it. Wow. And over my red cabinet with all my other Valentine's stuff. It's really cool. This came from the book A Fine Collection. Which I believe is OOP.
Yeah, may I?
Yes. And
I promise I'll give it back.
Yeah, there will be a chair, bag, and check. It's got so many in it that I will be stitching more. But I just love it. All stitched with called for fibers. There's a lot of different things in that book.
Oh, look at that rabbit.
I know. It is way cool.
Look at that.
And you've got so many cool overdyed fabrics. That would be a tiny hair because it's not very big. See, I've done a couple of them in there. Yeah, I know. It's a book that I've got that one. I'll show them throughout the year as we go now, the different seasonal ones I have.
I might have to spend a little time on eBay.
Well,
wow.
But you could just borrow mine because they've been going for big bucks. Oh, I know. Look at this one. Yeah.
Oh, those pink flowers.
Yep. And then, of course, the one on the back we've talked about several times, the pumpkin. To do with some kind of really way cool overdyed fibers. So it's a really a cool book.
I can see this on Cyprium.
Yeah. It's just beautiful.
Oh,
so that
collection.
Yep, that's a fun one. Jane, don't purchase it. You can borrow
2002.
mine. What? She'll come next week. Look what I got.
Probably not.
And then, I forgot. Oh, look, I should maybe go through my stuff.
I kept looking at those, thinking,
look at what I finished.
Peppermint Pal.
Peppermint Pal.
He's so cute.
I'm going to do him on a pink heart and hang him on my little hooky thing. I'll bring it when I'm finished. But I wanted him on a pink heart so he could be put up after the Santas. Did you focus?
Look at those pants.
Well, not only the pants, Jane, but look at the buttons.
Yeah.
It's just supposed to be black stitches.
Yeah.
For some reason,
Just
I
great
had
texture.
100. What I was going to do with them. Look at those teeny micro buttons. I have never seen a button that tiny before. So yeah, I think he was so much fun. That was my stash snowman, where I just created him from fibers I had in my stash. Just kind of, I added a pink and white candy cane because I knew I was going to put it on a pink board. So yeah, that was fun. And it's Peppermint Pal by Brenda Gervais. Fun, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And then this will bring back memories or nightmares. I can't believe I ran across these, Jane. Do you remember?
I haven't started them yet.
This was going to be another stitch along. We were up at the cabin, and I started mine, and you were Hardanger or something.
I think I was working on Shepherd's Bush, that Happy Haunting.
Were you?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't have the patterns. I have since sold them as a collection, but they are Lizzie Kate's
Flippets.
Flippets, is that what they are?
Mm-hmm.
But one is just as cute as the next. February.
Oh, Julie.
I'm not real happy with the leprechaun, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm not a leprechaun dude person either, but
April. Oh, and they all have tiny buttons. May.
Oh, God.
June.
This is giving me the feels.
You have them all
I
set
got
up.
the fever.
July. August. Oh, I love this one. September. The Scarecrow for October.
Okay, I have to start these. Oh, my gosh.
November.
Oh.
And the December mitten. Okay, so then the big question is...
Now what do you do with them?
Well, we were always going to do them on a block.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as this is a finish I stumbled upon, it also is a whip, because I need to find the correct spacing and do a back stitch around it over 4 threads. In pearl cotton, I think number 12. I'll have to gauge if it's 12 or if I want 8, because I created this block a long time ago. But see how once you do the back stitching, then you can fold on the back stitched line, and you can join the panels together with a whip stitch or a chain stitch. So all of these need to have that back stitching done so I can attach them to the block. However, it was hard for me, like for this one, you want to turn it this way, but I put that on the top and I put that on the bottom, because when you showed that, when you had them this way, it was something on the top. And I thought, but I have something that's my dream in this mind has something to do with a little bit of satin work on the top, a glass drawer pull, and perhaps some vintage candlesticks. Stay tuned. But I thought that would be something I could do in the evening.
Yeah.
Just do all the back stitching.
Okay, before you go today, let's find the bag that has all my patterns and my little squares of fabric.
Okay.
And maybe we could pull out my 75 overdyed cotton bins and just pick a month, and I can get started.
Are they all with overdyed threads? They have DMC and overdyeds. Yeah. Sometimes when it's just like, oh, his eyeball, I'll just do black. Or if it's something that's not going to show any variegate, I did a DMC. But yeah, that would be fun. We could do that while we're...
After lunch.
After lunch.
While we're uploading.
Lunch. See, now I'm focused on lunch. But that, and that brings me to my delivery. So what do you have for finishes? Oh, I'm sorry. Were we not filming? What do you have for finishes?
Well, Julie, thanks for asking. I have no finishes.
You have no finishes. You kind of set me up. What do you have? And then I say, and then you've got nothing? Nothing, honey?
Got nothing. And I was going to pull something out of the drawer, no return.
Yeah.
And press it. And then I just never did.
Well, she did tell me that. I think I'm going to pull something out and press it. And I go, wait, we've got static on the line.
My gypsy hearts from Shepherd's Bush.
We've got static. I thought you said press. Oh my gosh. You're too funny. Well, do I dare ask if you got any deliveries?
I do have some deliveries.
Oh, well, good. I was going to say, you're going to ask me, I'm going to show them, and then you're going to have...
No, I have a lot.
Okay, cool.
No, so...
Oh, wow.
This is my newest addition from Blackbird Quilts. Thank you so much, Judy. Yeah, look. All the scissors. I love that blue at the top.
What's the
Scissors
lining?
on the back. And look at the lining. A beautiful floral. I saw her post on Instagram and I thought, well, those are, I think she had maybe 3, maybe 4 different designs. And I saw this and I thought, oh, that is beautiful. And then I came in here and I looked at the drawer that I have with the bags.
The Judy drawer.
The Judy drawer. And I thought, no. And then I just couldn't help myself. So, yeah. So it's one of my new starts will go in here.
Okay, so I don't understand Instagram. I'm friends with Judy, both through Running with Scissors and with my own self. I didn't know that you could sign up for notifications. So, like, I would find a drop dead bag in red. OMG. Oh, well, yeah.
And the post was from January 6th.
If you don't act, I mean, her finger hasn't left the send button.
No.
Well, so then I thought, oh, why am I missing? Why am I always, what's the saying, a day late and a dollar short? So I signed up for notifications. Now they just taunt me. Look at, you want this one? How about this one?
I follow this potter now. I think she's in Texas. Her mugs, I hate to even call them that, little pieces of art. She stamps them, you know, like with impressions like you would do for like cake decorating or, you know, like whatever. Mm-hmm. Very intricate. And then hand paints all the different, they look like quilts.
Oh my
They're unbelievable. Well, she was leading up to, yesterday was a preview to her shop at noon. So while I was in a meeting at noon, sorry, Olga, I was multitasking and looking at those cups. I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
She says in the meeting, hold please.
Yeah, hold please. Oh, were you talking to me? Sorry, I missed that. Could you repeat it? I got distracted. I'm looking at pottery. And then today the shop opened. At noon. Thank heavens that we are doing this about that time, because I saw one mug I was pretty sure I had to have $185.
Like you said, a work of art.
It is a work of art. And had we not been in a safe place right here,
I made her keep
my debit card would have burst into flames. Oh, so beautiful.
Oh, you'll have to show me those afterwards.
Okay, so I will.
FYI, I did snag one of Judy's bags. It'll be coming in March.
Oh, good.
I'm not going to tell you. It'll be a surprise for one of my delightful deliveries. So okay. I was excited.
And then I got my monthly fabric from Be Stitch Me. This is 36 count Portobello.
Ooh, look at that.
Beautiful. Got some green tones in it. Very, very pretty.
When I say, oh, I like that, that doesn't mean like you have to give it to me. It's because I'm still looking for fabric to do my modern folk.
I know,
and I see this come, and then I think, oh, that might be a...
I know, but one of us should use some of that fabric. Yeah. And then, oh, Heavenly Days, Color and Cotton.
This is another one I really like.
This is 32 count Love Letter.
And that one, that's the club that you switched to 36.
Starting next month, it'll be 30. It'll be 36. But it is gorgeous. It is just gorgeous. Yeah. And then I also got the February color. And look how gorgeous that would be together. Just beautiful.
Although there's such a, not red because it's a neutral, but there's an overtone of pink, but not pink. You know,
kind
what
of
I mean.
Blush.
Yeah, a blush.
Yeah.
I wanted to do the Hobby House Prancer and Dancer in reds. And that, when I saw that, I'm like, oh, that might be one.
We should look at the dimensions.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then I went on a little sheep spree.
You were bad. So bad. I'm hungry.
I do. This is Simplicity.
Oh.
They're so cute.
Are these new?
No, they're the same ones you got at Shepherd's Bush.
Oh, these are the ones that are...
This is Kindness.
Why are you doing this? This is what I wanted to do on that thing. Oh, I can't tell because it'll be a surprise. But remember, I wanted to do that on...
All in One.
Yeah, All in One. No, I saw it done by, who's our finisher?
Vanna
Pfeiffer. Finished something. I'm sorry to cut in, but oh my gosh, now I want to do this. White
squirrel.
Yeah, you put them all together in a long roll and you wrap them around a wooden spool.
Oh.
Remember I showed you that?
Yeah.
I thought
this is Hope.
Oh, darn it, now I'm going to want to do this.
And this is Faith. Those are
you going to do them
cute.
individuals?
No. So I will show you after lunch.
Okay.
But there is another Flosstuber, Fat Cat Flossing, PHAT, Cat Flossing. Her name is Leslie Hurley. I think she might be my spirit animal because she does a whole variety of stuff. She does a fair share of Shepherd's Bush, but she found another pattern that was sheep related that she adapted to be like a header at the top, and it's sheep related, and then she did the individual sheep below. That's what I want to do, something like that. So,
but look at the beautiful designs that we have that we can adapt and create so many different things that they weren't intended for.
Yeah.
So as much as I wanted to do them all in one as a framing and my wall space is limited, when I saw that Vanna had done them on that spool,
that's a great
I'm
idea.
like, oh, now I changed
Doesn't
my
take
mind
much
again.
space.
No.
And then Jardin Privé. This is the bouquet sampler, and there's 3 parts.
You knew French.
Oui. And then this is number 2. And you can stitch them separately, like they're shown here.
Oh.
Or you can put them all together. I'll show you in a second. You can put them all together.
Seriously.
And stitch them.
Is that something you do stitched as one? Have you seen them when they've done them on individually on different colors and then sewn them together?
Yeah.
That's intriguing too.
Yeah, that is intriguing. And then this is Heartstring Samplery Forget Me Not.
See, I
had to have it because it was blue.
When you said Forget Me Nots, I thought you meant the one that I had that I'm doing in silk.
I also have that one.
Oh.
That's in the pile over there.
Oh.
And then I had to go get Blue Rhapsody. Julie showed that last time.
Mm-hmm.
By Rosewood Manor. I also had to get Modern Folk Embroidery Fruits of Plenty Sal.
Are we going to do that together?
Are you going to wait for me?
Well, like for how long? Do I have to wait till Sophie's done?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to leave you in the dust. We do all these stitch-alongs and I'm sorry.
They're supposed to be stitch-alongs and then she's like, stitch you later. I'm done. And then I ordered Long Dog Samplers Pandemic.
Oh my... Sarah?
Thanks, Sarah. But I have an idea. So Sarah's doing hers on like an antique white with black. Oh. It's beautiful. Go say hi to Sarah.
From Sarah's Stitchy Spot. We'll put her channel in the link below.
I stumbled across a DMC
Department of Motor Vehicles.
Yeah. A DMC overdyed.
Ooh.
A variegated that goes from like blue to kind of a tan to a brown, whatever. Where did I see it?
I don't know, but you had to buy some right away.
Handwork Maniac. Her name is Brenda. She is using it in one of her pieces. And so I researched Long Dog Sampler's Pandemic, and you needed like, I don't know, many yards of, so I calculated it, and I ended up going online to like 6 different places until, I'm glad that you're not drinking right now, until I could get 22 skeins. Because that's what it would take. 36 count.
With what?
1/2. It's still going to take 20 some.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm thinking about doing it with that because I think I would like the variegation, but because it's such a densely stitched piece, I wonder if the variegation is going to be too much. So what I may do is just pick out like maybe this motif here and do it on a scrap piece of fabric and see what the variegation looks like.
Or just even if you did one single, see how many stitches before it changes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So stay tuned. My fabric came last week. I'm going to do it on 36 count antique white Lugana. So it'll be an even weave.
Yeah. But every time Sarah shows that, I'm like, oh my God. And I've seen it every time. And I'm still like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It is. It's breathtaking.
Yeah.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, I think that's it for me for delightful deliveries. What about you?
I do have some delightful deliveries. Only 2. Well, no. I lied. This is a new release from Rosewood Manor. I thought I would do that on that pink, the same as Love. Yeah. And I'm not sure what I'll put in the middle. I might put a bee for Bella. I'm not sure. Or I'm not sure what I'm going to put in the middle. Maybe I'll put it, depending on how big it is, because I done no... Oh, it's only 65 by 65, and on 28 count, that's 36 count. I might just put a heart charm in the middle if it
that would be very pretty. Little. Yeah.
But I thought that was really cool. This one
I almost had a stroke when I saw this.
Yeah, it's got to be out of the bag worthy. This is by Ink Circles. And like, I need to do another big one, like a hole in my head. Look at this.
Look at that.
Just take a little moment of silence there.
And what's it called? Forest of Sumatra?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, it's stunning.
Many nights sleep. Okay, now this one, I told myself I'm not going to do in black. I'm not going to do in red. I want to do it. I've seen it done on Facebook a couple of different ways. Shades of green and then a shades of blue. Jane, look what I bought. Look at her face. I bought, speaking of a lot, look at this.
It's blue, y'all.
It's called Ocean.
That is gorgeous. Oh, can you imagine?
I don't do blue. Now, as much as I'd love to stitch this for you, I would. You know I would. My dear friend, Katherine.
Our kind subscriber.
My daughter loves this color blue. She has 2 very intensely blue rooms. Her bedroom and her office are blue. So here's what I did. I'm like, hey, Katherine, do you like this? And I sent her a picture. She goes, oh, that's really different. And I go, but do you like it? Do you like it enough that when I'm passed over into the big...
When you've left the ground.
Yeah, the floss heaven. That you would actually hang this in your house. I said, because I'm going to do it in this blue. Would you like that? Well, of course. She goes, oh my God, that's gorgeous. So I can't believe I'm going to invest the time into something blue, but knowing that you will like it. I lost sleep over that pattern, you know. So I bought yardage of 36 count antique white Edinburgh because I don't want to put it on an over dyed because you're simply not going to see
cover it all up.
The fabric. Not enough where it's going to justify an over dyed. So I went on a little buying binge and I bought some yardage. I bought the 36 count antique white linen. Then, for some reason, I just felt I needed 32 count. This is 32 count Stormy Night Lugana.
And who?
Again, blue.
And who is that by?
These are. I don't know if they're Zweigarts.
Yeah, Zweigart. Sure.
But
that's a beautiful color.
It's stamped. Remember, so this is stamped on one side, not on the other. I was looking for something to do my black and gray on, my
modern folk embroidery.
Yeah, why do I call it modern fork? Modern
because we're obsessed with lunch right now. It's time.
I'll be quick. One more. But I thought that might look good with the gray and the black. Yeah. I don't know about the gray. Maybe if I did it all in black, it would be more stunning than... I'll have to pick one.
There's some beautiful over-dyed blacks.
Yeah.
I mean, cottage garden thread has a beautiful over-dyed that goes from like black to this really kind of smoky gray.
Well, this one, I thought I would use 32 count. Oh, I was going to use my silk. Boy, lots of thinking. We'll have to think on that. I ordered 32 count Lugana Platinum too. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I just wanted to have it. Do you need, I just wanted to have it in my...
When you were here, you saw the huge pile of linen that I just purchased.
I know.
Because I just had to have it, so...
And you said I told you that's fine. Do what makes you happy, and this was my little fabric thing, so that's so what nice. I got. Is that everything?
I think it is.
I'm waiting for the Nashville market. Is the first part of March, and that's where all of the new designers release their new things for the year. And I have seen some previews of some things, and they are in my wish list because I'm going to indulge in those because I have a gift card that's burning a hole in my pocket, as my mom used to say. So I'm kind of waiting to see what those new releases are so I can purchase those. So I'll have some fun things coming up. So I do believe, girly girl, that's it. Bins are empty. I'm glad we did this.
But the chaos pile is high.
Yeah, and we're still running. Oh, I just really had a whole world of hurt over this today. We
did it.
Yeah, we did it. It's not really fun when you shut your radio off and you pray to the technical gods. Please, I know there's world hunger and people dying.
Please just let the remote work. Yeah. Please.
And we're not done yet. So.
Well, let's not get too full of ourselves.
No. So, take it away.
All right. So, thanks for joining us today. We hope you had as much fun as we did. We will see you again very soon, a couple of weeks. Until then, always remember to give yourself one more day. Just one more. I promise you it'll be worth it. And if I can do it, you can do it. So, like we do on a regular basis, let's all pinky swear that we'll all meet back here again in a couple of weeks and have another adventure together.
Yes.
And until we do that, we wish you all the best, nothing but the best, health, happiness, and all of the things that make you happy. And until then, happy stitching, everybody.
Yes. Thank you.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And wait for it.